What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Panda here, and you are going to see a lot of videos today on Watcher of Realms because we have gotten some really cool stuff dropping in the game. And if you don't already know, you can come over here to the event tab and you can see a full list of everything happening over the 7 days that you are currently in. So from the 18th all the way over to the 24th. And that means that sometimes we get new stuff showing up, and you'll see here on the right side that we have new stuff showing up, and there's a couple things we need to talk about. So the first things first that I want to talk about is actually down here on the bottom, and it is these 4 events right here. I'm sure you are familiar that every weekend we have summoning events. Well, guys, we have probably one of the best summoning events ever coming this weekend, and that is Surprise Invocation of Spirits. Now, if you haven't played this game for a long time, or maybe you're starting to pick up the game now and you just don't know what this is a 1+1 legendary summon. Basically, when you use your blue summonings, you will, if you get a legendary, you are guaranteed to get a second legendary. This is very good, especially for people like myself who are very close to pity. And basically what that means is that I am almost guaranteed, well, I am guaranteed, I have enough summons to get my legendary right now, to get a legendary and an additional legendary during this event. I highly recommend, if you've started a new account and you're under 60 summons and you have not already gotten your guaranteed legendary within the first 60 summons, that you try to save your summons for this weekend. And the reason is because in the early game, you need champions. This is a guaranteed way to get a secondary legendary. And what this allows is, if you get a really bad legendary, you have a chance at getting a better legendary. Or you get really lucky like I did on my first 1+1 and pick up 2 of the best champions in the game. So definitely a huge event. I know a couple people were saying that they thought that a 1+1 was coming, so huge shout out to those guys who made those comments. I am very excited about it. I am holding all of my summons from now to get that done. And of course, this also ties up really nicely with the events that are coming up, right? For the Pyros Fusion, where we should be able to get the summoning events and stuff like that, so we'll get more Pyros shards, which is always a good thing. But guys, that is not it. The next thing we have is we have Ancient Summoning coming back. Now, we currently have Ancient Summoning active with the 10 times on Leia and Gon, and odds are, if you were going to pull, you pulled, which means you're not going to have any Ancient Summons available. Maybe you'll have 1 or 2 from various things, such as the Guild War events and all that jazz. Maybe you're a spender and you've spent some money, you'll pick up some more. But odds are you're not going to have too many summons, so this is kind of a dud. However, if you do have a ton of these and you just didn't want to pull because you didn't want to get Leia or Gon, maybe you could pull this weekend and get some stuff there. Sorry, I had to cough there. But then we can go into the last part, which I think is probably my secondary favorite thing, and that is the 2 times and 10 times banner for both blue summons and gold summons, with some pretty crazy champions. Now, we'll start with the first one here, which is Dallin. Dallin is not that special. She is good. She's very good because she has this auto ability. Every 30 seconds, she generates up to 15 cost, and actually goes down to every 25 seconds. She'll generate up to 15 cost. She's pretty cheap at 11, and if you get her to, I think it's A4, she drops down to 10. And if you put her in a rapidity set, she drops down to 9. So she's very cheap to play with the right setup, and she can be very good in certain things. However, you only really need 1 copy of her, maybe a couple to get the A4, but nothing crazy. But if you don't have her, very good champion to pull. Then we have Theowen. This isn't exciting for me. Theowen is a good champion, but he's a fusible champion, so I really don't feel like he's that great to have. But he is a very good champion, so if you happen to pick him up and you're starting the game new, or you just don't have a lot of piercers that do AoE damage, then he is a great champion to pick up. But then we have probably the best that I've seen in a while, the girl Hollow. If you aren't familiar with Hollow, guys, she is one of the best epics in the game for several different reasons. She is an attack-based healer which is pretty nice. You know, she does do a significant amount of healing, but she also gives rage to allies when her ultimate is active. She gives up to, I think it's 1.4, right? 6, 8, 10, 12. Yeah, 1.4% rage every 1 second while her ultimate is active. Ooh, sorry about that, guys. And then we go into her ultimate here, and her ultimate increases her healing multiplier, and she can heal an additional target. But the main reason you want her there is for this rage regeneration, because this ultimate lasts for 20 seconds, which means you are getting 1.6 rage every 20 seconds.